first off, how did this get started? Where did this idea come from? Because this is spectacular. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street, Murfreesboro edition. You know, we haven't been doing Murfreesboro edition long, but let me tell you, I have loved and enjoyed each and every interview that we've done there so far. Two of them, though, I think it would be great to highlight once again, being it is June. You know, a lot of people will be out grilling, whether you're grilling chicken, steaks, pork chops, or some seafood. So we have two segments for you centered around steaks and seafood. Why not? How to pick up out your best steaks, and then where you can go there in Rutherford County for some fresh, really good seafood. After that, Catherine Mayhew shares a Let's Eat segment that will have your mouth watering, I'm sure of it. Here's more for Mornings on Main Street, Murfreesboro edition. Welcome back. Grilling season is pretty much here. We've been so blessed with some warm temperatures, but you know, it is spring now. And to tell us all about some of the best ways to pick out your favorite meat, we have Mr. Jack Mitchell with us from Tennessee Meat Co. here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. First off, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
All right, so first tell us, how do we go into, like if we're going into a meat place, so we want to get certain cuts, what do we need to look for? I mean, I've heard it's all personal preference.
Mm-hmm. So I've got like some of your most common cuts here. If you're looking for a good fatty steak, ribeye, you can't beat it. Tons of marbling, and when you ask what we're looking for that marbling in there. Okay. That little specks of fat within the meat. I don't know if you can see that. That's gonna be your fattiest, most flavorful cut. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for a little less fat, you go New York strip. You can see it's a little smaller, a little less fatty. It's got a good fat cap on it, marbling, but not too much. What do you mean by fat cap, if you don't mind? So this big cap on the top of it, the whole cow has a big line of fat run through the top of it. Okay. We'll call that a fat cap. You want to render that down first. And then your leaner meats? Leaner meats, like I said, New York strip's kind of getting there. Mm-hmm. Leanest cut, and this one has a lot of marbling, so it's not a great example, but this is filet mignon. Leanest, you can cut it with the backside of a spoon. Eat that one rare. And then as far as like about as lean as it gets, very flavorful, sirloin filet. That's one that kind of goes under the radar, but I'm a huge fan of it. It's also one of your lowest price cuts. That was going to be one of my questions. If someone is coming in on a budget, if they still want to grill a really good steak. Yeah, sirloin filet, New York strip's going to be a little cheaper. Sirloin filet, though, is going to be like your best bargain, you know, best deal, bang for your buck. Very nice. And this one looks like it'll feed the entire family. Yeah, that there's your bone-in ribeye. We can cut them tomahawk style with the bone like that. It's the same as this. Doesn't look it. Okay. But it'd be the same piece of meat, just way bigger, thicker, and has bone on it. So do you need to grill this at a certain temperature, a higher temperature? That one you're going to want to do the same temperature. They do what's called a reverse sear. Okay. So you're going to throw that in the oven for a little bit, and then once you think it's however you want it on the inside, take it out, throw it on your cast iron, your grill, whatever you got, and sear the outside of it. So you get that nice crust. Very nice. You can probably tell I'm not the griller in our family over here. What do we have here? So here I got some pork options for us. Okay. This here, that's just your normal pork loin pork chop. That's one everybody's always had. Here you got your sirloin chop or your center cut chop. It's got a little bit of the tenderloin in there. That's going to cook up a little faster, be super tender. And then this one's a little less known. We call that a collar steak. That actually comes out of the shoulder. One of the best flavors, tons of marbling, as you can see. So when it comes to seasoning, what do you suggest? I know for you guys here at TN Meat Co., you guys will do the seasoning, but if someone's like, hey, I want to season it on my own, what do you suggest they do? As far as red meat goes, your beef, salt and pepper is hard to get away from. Okay. We've got a seasoning. I'm going to grab it. Okay, sure. This here, be outstanding on any of your cuts. I don't like putting a whole lot on these because I feel like you ruin the flavor of beef. This has it goes great with beef just because it's not overpowering or anything. Okay. We call that hardened seasoning. It's real herbal. With pork, you can get a little more creative. We do a lot of like paprika base or barbecue seasonings with brown sugar in them. We got the Meat Church line there, and then over here to my left, we got Heath Riles. They have a great line. Goes great on pork, chicken, things like that. You've done a great job at kind of breaking all the meats down for us. Tell us all about TN Meat Co. here in Murfreesboro. Yeah, we're a small business. We just wanted to bring like good quality meat to Murfreesboro. We feel like Murfreesboro's missing that. We also cater and stuff, but good barbecue, good meats, good times. So all of our Angus beef comes from Chattel Farms. It's northern Georgia. It's super nice, small farm, no antibiotics, no hormones, grass, oats, and barley. Our pork will get kind of scattered because we carry a lot of different porks. And then we carry Wagyu beef we get from Dottie Creek Farms. That's in Wartrace, Tennessee.
Very nice. Is there anything I haven't asked that you think people need to know when it comes to grilling season?
Not really.
Well, good. I've done my job then. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate this. If you need some information or want to come and get a good piece of meat, again, you have Tea and Meat Co. right here in Murfreesboro. Stick with us. We have more coming up after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
I'm so excited about this new show.
Dino Trek is back again this year. It's bigger than we've ever had it before.
When they're about 5 months old, we'll start seeing them sticking their head out of the pouch, or you might see a foot come out or a tail.
It's like an Airbnb for Joey's. Now, you're not going to see all three of them together because cats in general don't get along unless it's time to get along, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Well, we're 2/3 of the way there. It's animals, nature, and fun. That's what we're all about. But during that time, we hope that you also learn something, that you're inspired to want to learn something.
What's new at the zoo with Jim Bar 2.
Catch At the Zoo exclusively on Main Street Media TV. Check our on-screen TV guide for days and times.
Vroom, vroom. Time for the Rackley Roofing 200, and it is going to be June 23rd out at the Nashville Super Speedway. And we partnered up, all of us here at Main Street Media TV, and we have joined with Rackley Roofing to send you. Yep, what you got to do to win, all you got to do is go to your favorite Main Street Media website, look for the Enter to Win banner, click there, and you're in. Like Flynn. Isn't that cool? Main Street Media TV and Rackley Roofing sending you to the races.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
When you can't be in the fresh water or fish every day, what do? You have a seafood market. That's what you do. Ben Meredith with Gandy Seafood Cajun Market here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. First off, Ben, thanks so much.
Hey, thank you for being here.
You know, we're talking about seafood in general and what we can find that is fresh, that we may not, again, if we're not on the water, out on the coast somewhere, that we can get right here at home. What do you guys have?
So we pretty much have the gambit of Gulf and beyond seafood. Mm-hmm. So you have a lot of your Gulf seafood in swordfish, tuna, redfish over there. We've got some fresh mahi. We have sheephead. We've got monkfish. We've got grouper cheeks. And then you get a little more local with rainbow trout. We've got Chilean sea bass. We also have Chilean salmon as well. And that's on our fresh fish side. And then when you want to move to shellfish, we have 6 types of shrimp. We have 3 types of Gulf shrimp up here, jumbos, mediums with the shell, peeled and deveined. You have what they call Argentina pinks right here. We would have head-on shrimp right here, but we don't do a lot of head-on shrimp in Tennessee, so we keep those guys in the back.
Gotcha.
Instead, so we've got clams out of Georgia. We've got mussels out of Prince Edward Island. We have Maine lobster claws. We have Caribbean lobster tails. We have Virginia oysters. So it's kind of you tell me what you're looking for and I'll just point to where it is.
When people come in and they want to try something new, but they may have a sensitive palate, I guess would be the best way to put it. They're used to say, store-bought salmon or tuna. How do you, I guess, help them move over to something a little different?
Well, it's part of it is what kind of consistency of the fish do you like? Do you like something that's lighter and flakier? You know, that's where you get your Chilean sea bass, or you get your red snapper. Or do you like something that's got more of a firm, steaky texture? That's when you get to your mahi, your amberjack, your redfish, and that sort of thing. And then if we don't have what they're looking for, I say, well, I can either have it tomorrow or the next day. So we're always doing pre-orders. Don't leave it up to what we have here, because we can get a multitude more of different types of seafood if this is just what we can fit here. So,
well, where do you get your knowledge about seafood? Where does that come from? Because again, you're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Well, it's a love of fishing. It's like you said, I wish I could live on the coast. I wish I could fish every day. I can't. There's family in Tennessee, so why not do this?
Your most popular item that you have?
Royal Reds right here. So it's a deep water shrimp. It's more of a lobster-like taste and texture. We cook more of these in-house than anything, but the shrimp we sell the most of is going to be your medium Gulf. That's your gold standard for boils and things of that nature. So it's a good size. It's got the shell on, keeps the good flavor, but when you're having to peel off the shell, it means you eat slower. It means your stomach catches up to your brain faster, tell you that you're full, and then you just don't have to have as much. So,
when people come in and they're like, okay, I want to buy this, I want to get this, I want to cook this for my family, but I don't know how to season it. Do I just toss it in water? Do I throw it in the microwave? Like, how do you walk them through the best way to prepare it?
So a lot of what we have is you want to taste the fish. You don't want to overdo what you're doing to it as far as seasoning and that sort of thing. So we just say a little bit of oil, garlic, lemon, something like that, a blackening seasoning, just a Cajun seasoning, just a light dusting, because you don't want to overpower the flavor of the fish. Otherwise, you could get something frozen or a little less fresh, right? But yeah, we just say a little bit goes a long way when it comes to this type of seafood.
How do you keep it so fresh here?
We sell it. That's the best way. You know, we understand the life cycle of the fresh fish. We only put out as much outside of one fillet of salmon. That is all the fish we have. So as we're selling, we're ordering more. We don't sandbag the fish. We don't have a lot of fish in the back. This is it. And like I said, it's as I'm selling salmon, I'm ordering salmon for the next day. As I'm selling swordfish, I'm ordering swordfish for the next day.
I have to admit, maybe I just haven't been to the right spots. This is the most, I guess, fresh seafood that I've seen or come across. Where else can we get this in Tennessee?
So if you're closer to the Nashville area, there's actually another Gandy's location out in Hermitage.
Okay.
So he is essentially the same as us, a little bit smaller footprint, doesn't have the tables, but is more of a grab and go or grab your fresh seafood and go.
Now, what is the price point if you're looking for fresh fish?
We try to hit all spectrums with catfish at about $8.99 a pound, all the way up to Chilean sea bass at $37.99, or bluefin tuna will be about $39.99. So, but we try to to hit all price points.
And your most popular season when you have the most people in?
Right now, crawfish boil season. So once the weather gets a little bit warmer and the crawfish price drops, then it's crawfish and shrimp and seasonings and sausage. It all kind of goes together. And then when we can get blue crab, right now it's a struggle to get live blue crab in, but when we get blue crab in, it also helps as well. So
very nice. Are you open to people coming to you to ask questions so they can gain more knowledge about fresh seafood?
Oh yeah. What I tell people is you can message us anytime on Facebook. I'm this close to just giving out my cell phone number to people. Just I'll do anything to sell anything I can is what I tell them. And so we're closed Sunday and Monday, but I tell people that if you're looking for something or you have a seafood emergency, just message me on Facebook. I come up here once a day. I can sell you anything that's not cooked. You know, we're open to any questions. Anything seafood related. If we don't have it, I'll do anything I can to find it.
That's absolutely wonderful. Ben Meredith, once again, thank you so much for all of that. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you feel would help people out?
Don't be scared. You know, it's a little intimidating. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's so much better than getting something previously frozen or that's in a bag. We can show you how to do it. We can cook it for you, right? If you don't want to go home and cook it, you just tell us, what type of fish it is, how big a piece you'd like, and we can have it ready for you on the way home, and or you can enjoy it here. So.
Very nice. We're going to have to become best friends, Ben, I think. So again, Gandy's Seafood Cajun Market, this one here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The other one more time? Hermitage, Tennessee as well. Stick with us here. We have a lot more coming up right after this.
Welcome back to today's Better Health. I'm Colleen Barton, and I'm here with Dr. Gil Kentoff and Dr. Wendy Toohey, and we're talking about the latest treatments in back and neck pain.
Many people, Colleen, come to see us with neck and back pain, and they develop tingling and numbness down the arm or lower back pain that develops into sciatica shooting down their leg. And for these patients, we have an advanced treatment technology, non-surgical decompression therapy that we really introduced to this area. It separates the vertebrae, creates a suction to allow fluids and nutrients back in to heal the disc naturally, relieving pressure on the nerve and on the joint. It's an amazing treatment.
We've been helping patients like this for the last 30 years, helping them get back to work, get back to their family, get back to the life they want to live.
I mean, it really is amazing. Technology helping us to live pain-free and better lives.
Right.
And I bet you have a special offer.
The first 25 callers will receive an examination, x-rays, review of our findings, and their first treatment, all for $39.
Call 615-551-3897 today to receive this special offer.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. There is one very hot restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee right now, getting a lot of fantastic reviews. The seats are coveted. It seems they're always on a wait list, or there's a wait list that you have to get on. But guess who got in there? Guess who was able to try all the, or a lot of the dishes at Locust? You know who got in. Catherine Mayhew. She was able to go. She was able to try all the fantastic food. She's going to share with us not only the food, but the chef as well, and what we can expect if we ever get a chance to go. Catherine, good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
All right, Locust, how was it? Again, coveted seats in this place.
You know, we're so lucky in Nashville for a number of reasons, but one of them is Trevor Moran decided to live here. He is the chef owner of Locust. He was the chef at Catbird Seat, also in Nashville. And before that, he was a chef at Noma in Copenhagen, which is considered, or was considered, the best restaurant in the world.
Wow.
And the reason I say was is the owner, Rene Redzepi, has decided to close it because he doesn't think fine dining can sustain itself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason this connects back to Nashville is Trevor Moran figured that out too. So Locust food is fine dining, but your experience is like going into somebody's house.
Really?
It is so amazingly hospitable. When you walk into Locust, and it's only about 10 tables, all the chefs in the open kitchen stop what they're doing, look at you and say, welcome. I know. So you're already feeling really good about yourself before you even look at the menu. And he wanted to do it this way because he wanted to have a work-life balance. He wanted his chefs to have a work-life balance. So they're only open 3 days a week for limited hours. And you cannot look at a menu beforehand. God forbid you ever ask for a substitution. Don't do it. But you don't need to do substitutions because everything on the menu is just spectacular.
Well, what did you have? What did you guys enjoy?
Well, we enjoyed everything. We had 6 courses, and it was all magnificent. But we started out with razor clams, and they're literally a clam that's very long and it looks like a razor. And what they do is they freeze them for 3 days, and that makes them incredibly tender. And then they serve it with a kelp oil, kelp is a seaweed.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, the first time I ate one, my husband was with me. we looked at each other and our eyes almost popped out because they were the best clams easily I have ever had. And then the next thing we had was a steak tartare.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't do it in the traditional way with toast points and an egg yolk on top. Can you tell I'm stuttering because I'm so astonished with this place? They bring the tartare out in a separate container and they flavor it with horseradish oil, which just gives it this amazing punch. It's a little spicy. It's not terribly hot.
Mm-hmm.
And they serve it with a rice flavored with a milk sauce. And then they serve it with freeze-dried capers and nori, sheets of seaweed. And you're supposed to make your own hand rolls with this. And it's just the combination of the flavored rice and the tartare with the horseradish and those capers that really pop in your mouth because they've been freeze-dried. It was amazing.
That's only 2 courses. What else do you have?
Well, we had lamb dumplings. They're famous for their dumplings. Locust started as a pop-up during the pandemic, making dumplings and noodles. And they make their dumpling dough, obviously. It's extremely thin. And then they change out the flavorings. We had it with a lamb and a kind of seaweed, crispy seaweed that grows in the North Atlantic. And I'm guessing the reason that Trevor Moran went to that is because he's from Ireland. So it's something they would have over there. And a wonderful foam. Just, and then we had the sole, which lights out. It came with a mussel foam, which sounds odd to have one fish with another shellfish foam, but it's just amazing. And they serve it with it's a pave, which just means very thinly layered something. In this case, it's a pave of potatoes and celery root, topped with, wait for it, black truffles and foie gras. Hello.
Oh, that sounds incredible.
I know. This place makes you speechless. It really does. I cannot tell you how much I gushed at every single person. They have waiters that will start you off with a glass of wine or a beer or whatever. But the real waiters are the chefs because they bring the dish that they made. So, and they will sit there and talk to you for as long as you want about what's in the dish, how they came up with it, or how Trevor came up with it. So it's an incredible experience of being really intimate with your food and not only knowing who made it, but getting to talk to them and getting to watch them in the kitchen. And then at the very end, although I was trying to find a place to hide so I wouldn't have to leave, as you're getting up to leave, they all stop what they're doing again and say, goodbye, thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's incredible.
It sounds, again, and just talk about probably the most elevated dining experience I have ever heard of.
It's extremely elevated, but all the chefs they're not in chef's whites, they're in t-shirts. It's not a place you have to dress up to get into. In fact, I didn't see anybody dressed up in there. So you can walk in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and feel right at home and sit down and have the most elegant meal of your life. So I think that juxtaposition is just so interesting because a lot of people think fine dining is dying, and he's found a way to make it enjoyable, actually enjoyable, not pretentious, just super enjoyable. I mean, it is an amazing place, and we are unbelievably lucky. It was voted the best restaurant in the U.S. by Food and Wine last year.
Okay. Yeah, and just to make sure everyone's hearing what she just said, voted the best restaurant in the U.S. last year, the best.
Yes,
and we have it here in Nashville.
We have it here in Nashville. It's in 12 South. Like, go to their website. They have a phone, but they don't answer the phone. You can text them, but the only way to make a reservation is to make it online. They open up at the first of every month, and when they're gone, which is in about 2 minutes, they're gone for the whole month.
And I was going to say, I wish I could show my phone right now because, again, looking at the wait list, you can, pick the night or the time that you want to go and get on that wait list, which I'm trying to do now.
Well, I would encourage everybody. It's an expensive meal. I'm not going to lie about that. It's a very expensive meal. It's a treat.
Yeah.
Because everything is sort of shared small plates. And once you have one thing, you're going to want, everything. So just be aware that your wallet's going to hurt a little bit at the end of it. But it's such a remarkable, unusual experience that I think it's well worth the little bit of cash it's going to take you to get there.
I do have one question, and I know that you said you can't really switch out anything. What if you have a person with some sort of allergy? So like a shellfish allergy.
Okay. So if you get a reservation, they will send you a confirmation in your email, and they will ask at that time, do you have guests with any special accommodations? Because they're more than willing to accommodate allergies, food preferences, religious food, dietary restrictions, all that stuff. You just need to tell them. And they ask you literally at the time you make the reservation so that they can prepare for whatever special requests are out there. Okay. So if you have an allergy, don't worry, they'll deal with it, and you'll get a very specific way of telling them exactly what it is.
Fantastic. Catherine, thank you for sharing Locust with all of us. Hopefully we all have a chance to go and experience this as well. If you would like to check out all of Catherine's articles, you can do that. You can just head to mainstreetnashville.com and find the places where she has visited and dined. And then we can also find her on Facebook and on Instagram. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anytime. I'm at the South in My Mouth on Instagram, and just my name on Facebook.
Awesome, Catherine. Thank you so much. Always enjoy our Mondays. Have a wonderful rest of the day.
You have a wonderful day too.
Thank you. See you later.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between. Discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Who wouldn't love a stuffed booster? I know I sure would, or any sort of sound swag, all of which can be found at Nashville Sounds Pro Shop. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television would love to invite you out to Sunday Family Fun Day, each Sunday home game. You can also register to win free tickets by going to your favorite Main Street Media website. Register to win, and then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
This is Chris Yao with Main Street Sports Today. Every show, Mo Patton and I welcome friends from all across the sports landscape, from high school coaches and reporters to national, college, and pro sports personalities. You never know who might stop by for a chat. AP Tennessee sports editor, three-time Tennessee Sports Writer of the Year 2020 TSWA Hall of Famer. She covers the Titans, the Predators, the Grizzlies, college football, and hoops. Please make welcome Teresa Walker.
Former University of Tennessee, former Team USA Olympian, ex-Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey. R.A., did I miss anything?
Man, that was sweet. Yeah, I need to listen to that before I go to bed every night. That was nice.
Has 5 sports Emmys. That's not bad for the other guy in Wham, Ryan McGee.
Other guy in Wham married the best looking girl, Bananarama, so other guy in Wham had a pretty good life.
From preps to pros, we're taking on the sports topics you care about. Tune in across Main Street Media social platforms at 2 p.m. or on demand on your podcast distribution platform of choice.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay?
underneath.